Alrighty, welcome back, welcome back. We're doing some little bit of Empyrion Galactic survival this morning. Probably do it for a couple hours because I've got a errand to do later on. But we'll be joining a group of people on Discord, so we'll get started with that here shortly. But we are playing, this is Empyrion Galactic Survival. We are playing on the Ascension Unchained UK server. It is a public server, so you can join it if you wish. And come check out some Ascension Unchained. The server may or may not be getting a wipe here real soon. Apparently there was some content that needed to be fixed, and yeah, it's got to get done, you know. Things got to get done, things got to get updated. And may have to do a force wipe in order to do that. It's not a big deal. Hey, at least it's being developed and moving pretty good. But yeah, let's get into doing some Ascension Unchained. All right, we are, to see, kind of give you a little speed. Okay, so here's our SV, the refurb. We have a few things we've updated here. Probably haven't done too much since we last played. Oh, we're actually missing some thrusters there. All right, no big deal. But kind of check everything out. We got our warp drive. We did pick up I do believe it is a, what's it called? It's in an output. Standard generator, light generator. Maybe it's on a refurb. Let's try the output on this. Okay. Center equipment. Nope. All right, material. Somewhere around here we have a antimatter warp drive, or a short range antimatter warp drive. It's in one of these boxes, hopefully. If it's not here, then it's going to be definitely in the other. Miscellaneous, output, oxygen, refined, and trade items. Okay, so let's check the Fort Lazy should have it. Hopefully it's not Northern Decon. Output, maybe. Yeah, here it is. We attacked a small vessel and was able to retrieve this short-range antimatter warp drive, which is awesome. Only problem is we can't put it in our ship just yet. So, which kind of sucks. Guess we can go ahead and put all the rest of this stuff back over here. CPU extenders. I can only put 2 of those. And there's a couple things we can grab. Now, the reason why I'm keeping a lot of this stuff already intact is because in case we want to spawn something new, we'll shove a bunch of stuff into it. All right, let's go to materials, put those in there. There's that. We got a little ammunition here. Let's go to refurb. And guns and ammo. There's that. Put that there. And where's the ship ammo? Ship's ammo, there we go. Okay. So, like I said, we did a little bit of adjustment to our ship. We're using heavy glass now on the front, and a little bit of heavy glass on the sides here. Now, it doesn't quite go down, but it is still airtight, so we're okay. Just kind of has a little weird look to it. No big deal. All right, so let's get out of that. We'll go inside here, and it's pretty simple SV. It's not too spectacular. It's mostly made out of steel, so there is that. But it's got plenty of cargo space. You got a harvest controller. You got your extra cargo boxes, and you have your cargo controllers right here, and of course a couple small ammo boxes. This is a standard jump drive. Now we do have a long-range antenna, so that's great. We have a heavy shield generator. because this thing isn't made out of real heavy armor. So we have a trauma kit, and we do have a clone chamber, so we can respawn here. And we only use one generator instead of the 3 I had before. So we still need to get some couple levels, I believe, in order to unlock small vessels. I think we got to get to level 20 before we can unlock the CPU extenders. So right now, as it stands, we're at 97%, so we'll be okay. All right, well, tell you what, let's join them there on Discord and see how things going.
And I was like, really, guys, you're gonna do that to me?
All right, we have the stream joining in. Woohoo!
Cool. Yeah, we got 6 new classes. All kinds of new craftables and such. We imported all the stuff that we needed to make it compatible with Reforged Eden's update.
Cool.
Oh, sweet. So we're going to have a lot of their stuff in here too?
Oh, we got all their stuff, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Well, that'd be cool.
Compatible so people's ships didn't blow up.
Right. Well, that's awesome.
That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Compatibility update, yeah.
Well, whatever works, right?
Yeah, it come out really well. I've got to commend Raven, and I don't know what Vermilion did for sure, but I know Raven did some badass work on some new models for our animations, like our weapons. So I got to commend him on that one. A lot of them turned out real well. There's a couple we didn't like, so we voted on not using them. And we stuck with our default crosshair and stuff like that. But there's a couple weapons and a couple ship item weapons that have Reforged Eden icons or Reforged Eden animation to their damage effect or whatever. So it's cool.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they did some good work. And then, of course, I added about... I forgot the count, but we're up there. We're something like 270 items and... Or no, 118 items and 270 blocks I think we've added total. That's unique to Ascension alone.
Oh, sweet. So what kind of new blocks are we getting in?
Let's see. Let me go over here and look. Most of it was devices, I believe, for the origins, like Far, Wastelander, Tesh, things like that.
Okay.
You already knew about the turbulent blocks.
Yeah. I've got a on the PvP server. I've got my ship done, and
we're making a similar block for SVs. That's combat steel.
Oh, well, that'd be cool.
That hasn't been added yet, but will be probably within the next couple days. We're trying to finish up the PDA and get it out within the next 3 to 5 days. And everything that was updated here was mostly so the PDA could hook to it or respond to different entities or devices that we've put in the world. Things like that. So let's see. Devices, a big thing that people got were the capacitors from Reforged Eden, to where, but I changed how they work, of course. Basically with Reforged Eden, when you place a weapon, it reduces your shield capacity now. And why'd they do that? Because they now have capacitors that you can add to your capital vessel or standard vessel or whatever it is to compensate for that. So you can bring your shield back up to what it was before. Which is janky. And so what I did is I took all that out of the weapons and things like that. I ignored all that kind of stuff and took it out. I didn't adopt any of that. It's new command lines that Elion created for them to use, and I didn't like the reduction of shield capacity on weapons, so I didn't even adopt any of it. But what I did do is I changed the capacitor so that now it gives you a positive capacity on top of what your shield gives you, and its chargers compensate for its reduction in shield capacity. So what happens is you can have one of each, a shield capacitor and a shield charger. The shield capacitor may give you 70 or 35,000 shield and only cost basic ingredients like a standard shield generator would. No unique things like magnesite or nothing like that added to it. So you can literally add 35,000 shield capacity to any shield, even a light one or a bastion. But it itself gives you negative 2,500 shield capacity. But then you add the charger, which increases it back up 2,500 shield capacity.
See you later, Mike.
Recharge rate. I'm sorry. It increases the recharge rate back up to 2,500, so that there is no reduction. You know, once you put the two devices down, you've got a 35,000 bonus shield, and you can put it on.
That sounds really cool.
Right, I made it a lot better, and I made it more feasible for the way we play and our fans. We're not into reducing shield capacity just because you put a weapon on it. You know, that's stupid. Okay, I'm either going to have a naked, weaponed capital vessel that's going to get destroyed because the weapons aren't protected by a shield, or, you know, that's the way Eden's doing it, and I'm like, I don't like that. So I gave you more shield, and you can only have one instead of 10. And you only need one of each. And so it helps you. It gives you another 35,000 shield to play with in the game. And so you don't have to have a bastion or a regenerative to compete against most of our mid-game POIs.
That's cool.
Yeah, it brings you up to a better fighting capability. If you don't have magnesite or voidium, you know, you can still fight.
Well, to me, I mean, the shield generators or shield capacitors that sound like, you know, it should be additive, you know, to help your existing equipment, not as a detrimental to your equipment. Agreed.
And so I reworked them. I rewrote them, but the devices themselves are compatible with Reforged Eden builds. The only difference is people may have to remove a couple because they're only allowed one in mine, where in Reforged they're allowed 10 because they need 10 of them.
Okay, so you limited the amount that you can actually have on your ship to compensate for what they do for your ship.
Right, I increased the amount of capacity they give. With Reforged Eden, you get like 350 more shield. With mine, you get 35,000, just as an example.
Wow.
You know, it's a big difference between what they give and what I pretty much took their idea and the command lines that they were using, and I used them differently.
That's cool.
In a way that complements our scenario, I guess you would say. Their way complements their scenario, my way complements mine. Yeah.
Well, right, yeah, because I mean, it's they both have similar aspects, but they both play differently.
Yeah, they both have a great model, 3D model, a new one that we can look at and enjoy. So I just couldn't see standard vessels or HVs ever having the space to place 6 or 10 of these. It's just not feasible to me. So I reduced the item count down to 1 and multiplied the amount of capacity by the number of items they use, you know.
Right.
So instead of 10 items, I've just got one that does 10 items worth of work, you know. Stuff like that. And of course, I did not use their reduction in shield capacity on their weapons. They've got it on every weapon.
I wonder why I wonder why it was done that way.
They never give you anything unless they take something away first. They take it away first, and then they give you stuff to get it back. I don't like that. I like to... See, I think they have like a max for certain things that they want to go. They want
Uh-huh.
to add new things, but they don't want to change any of the outcomes. Everything they do keeps them at ground zero kind of deal.
I mean, if that's the way they want to do their scenario, then that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right,
They can do it however they wish.
Amen. Right.
Just like the same way with you. I mean, you're doing everything the way you think it should be done, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. They're both great scenarios. I've actually enjoyed playing this Ascension over the definitely over vanilla. That's for damn sure. And I haven't played the new Reforged, so I have no comparison to it.
Right on. Yeah, it's decent. I mean, they got really cool graphics, but we have them now. They just have a different game style, like you say, a scenario. They're different, which is good. And there's another one. There's a new one that just came on the workshop that hit the top #1 slot. I forget the name of it. So, but we've influenced others to open up their creativity and compete. You know, I made some people angry, which inspired them to flourish, which is a good thing. You know, and as consumers, we're going to get more and more scenarios here soon as a result, which is great. You know, I like seeing what they do. Some people were doing things before, but once they saw our example of what we all have done here, you know, they now know what they can or can't do in a better view. And they have some ideas of doing things differently than when I do it, and I look forward to seeing their content. That's really the main goal of it all, is to see a bunch of scenario styles come out.
Yeah.
And I think we cornered our niche and our style, and we can progress where we're at, but hopefully we'll see some other styles come out now.
Well, one thing about your scenario that I just absolutely love, I love the whole idea of, you know, when I start the game out, I can choose what faction I want to be. You know, where instead of actually saying, you know, oh, well, I'm going to play as a pirate. You know, I can actually join the pirate faction and actually be a pirate. I love that whole idea. I love that whole concept. That is just totally, to me, it's just totally awesome.
Thank you. It was pretty much our foundation, I think, in the beginning. It gave us that unique focal point to build from. Yeah, being able to participate in things. I think the two biggest things that we're known for, or will be known for in the end of it all, will be the ability, like you say, to assume a faction's origin, but also the reverse engineering, being able to gain research and data from taking things apart. And once I'm done writing that in the PDA and people get all their event rewards just randomly, constantly for doing what they do every day without no reason to click a mission or anything, it just happens. You get a reward because you killed 50 of these, you know, or 20 of these, or mined this, or you salvaged that. Maybe you learned a new schematic on the 50th time you salvaged a device, stuff like that. It'll all be randomly generated and progressively generated according to your actions. And I think that'll really help the game.
Now, one thing I was kind of thinking that would be kind of cool is if I don't know if that anything like this would be possible, but where, you know, I could actually put a space station down. Say I want to put a space station down over in the starter area, and I wanted to put my own vendors in it, and I supplied my own vendors with stuff to sell.
I wish. They have that basically blocked because only an admin can program a vendor.
Ah, okay. So there's absolutely no way something like that can be implemented then.
I don't want to say that yet because it is something that was on our to-do list originally, and I haven't given up on it. There's a high probability that I might be able to create a designated class of vendor and then put that in a spawner so that a player could create a spawner that would spawn that single type of vendor. It may be possible. We worked on it I want to say 4 months ago, and I failed. But I know more now than I knew then, so it's something that's still on my shelf that I plan to go back to. I might be able to do it.
Yeah, because that would be a freaking awesome way to, you know, offload a bunch of your stuff that you have, and maybe, you know, earn some extra credits while you're at it. You know, like a passive way of finding, you know, extra money.
Yeah, and it would go along with like real estate. Maybe people want to put a vendor up beside a piece of real estate that they're selling and things like that, just to make it convenient and more appealing to buy. I don't know. It could go along with the real estate. I agree. I wanted a realty vendor. That's what I was working on before, and so people could just spawn a realty vendor and it would sell your house for you. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's good ideas. Thank you. I appreciate your input on it. You're right, though. It'd be a good one for a source of income, if especially once you got populated with a faction and they used it as like a faction vendor.
Yeah.
I'm sure I would have to create a dialogue to add up the money and deposit the money after it reaches a certain amount or something to that effect. But I bet with dialogues I could probably create some type of origin bank. And that's something that's on my shelf list too, is to create a faction bank.
Yeah, I mean, it would be really cool if, you know, if you had that type of ability or option, you know, to do something like that. It'd be really freaking awesome.
Yeah, I'm thinking about trying to make like a money changer, a vendor that people can take their a faction vendor, if I can get it to spawn. But if we can do that, the next series of steps would be, one option would be for the people to deposit money on that vendor and be able to get it back off if they're from that origin.
Yeah, or faction or whatever.
So it'd be a money tender, would hold the faction's money. Yeah, and then you could get it back off of it. Through dialogues, using dialogues to store it as a count and then to respawn it in as an item on demand, you know, kind of deal. Yeah.
Or just linking it to the person's bank.
Main thing is getting the number of the integer to add up per deposit correctly. You know, once I get that done right. Then
yeah, because you wouldn't want them to deposit, you know, $5 and end up being deposited $1 million.
Right, or less. Heaven forbid if it was less. They would tell me.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's only a bug if it doesn't benefit the player.
It's a feature.
Right. Well, I'm also working on a couple new trees for people to be able to craft and deco on their property.
Oh, that'd be kind of neat.
Yeah.
Beautify things, huh?
Yeah, in case they want a garden or whatever, like an outdoor type of sitting area. They want a couple trees, a weeping willow, whatever, you know. Just 3 or 4 trees and 3 or 4 bush options that they don't have yet. Things out in the wild. that they might want to put on a base or a prefab and spawn it in like that in the future. We'll see. I've got to keep reminding myself that people like to build and deco things as well, you know?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely not my thing, but there's a lot of people that do that.
In the latest workshop, we updated with the new supermarket instead of the flea market. We've got the new supermarket that Al built, and we've got the new portal hub on all the planets. So we got rid of the old castle with a new capital, modernized things, so to speak. So that's a good thing that came with this update. There's a lot of modern aspects added to some of the planets, or and some things added to most of the planets, but all of it's sitting in the ground correctly. It's
That's good.
Overgrown or buried. Yeah. So, trying to think of the other blocks that we got was 6 new turrets, 8 new turrets, auto turrets. 6 of them are for organics or hull. 1's for shield. And they have 2 new beam laser types for capital vessels that are pretty epic looking. They're like a constant beam. Yeah, they're cool. They make some wild noises and stuff, and PT is just destroying things with it. It really looks like some type of alien laser coming out of your ship down onto the enemy. So,
that's cool.
We got the disruptor cannons working correctly with the right ammo. The X-Corp 65 is working correctly with the right ammo, and you can craft the ammo for each. We've got some new ore auto turrets that I built, and then a couple that Raven built from Reforged Eden, and I'm kind of comparing our code against each other because I wrote mine not seeing their code yet, and theirs I think was written pretty much the same way, so that was a good thing.
That's cool.
Yeah, so there's new Voidium crystals, new ice crystals out there, new graphics for them. They spin in the air and look really cool. The auto turrets will attack prospecting sites, is going to be the name of the ore. Anytime you see an ore that says it's been prospected, your auto turret will work on it. And
oh, wow. So like auto miner in a way, but on your ship,
right,
though.
Right. And I made a new class called Prospector, which you're going to have to be a prospector probably to use these turrets to their fullest potential. And as a prospector, you will be able to scan solar systems, reveal the ores that are prospected ores, and you'll reap more reward from those. And your auto turrets will work on them because they've been scanned and surveyed ahead of time. It's going to be really cool. Yeah, that's coming within probably 3 to 5 days. The addition in the PDA for the prospector class to get all those bonuses. But the prospector class already exists. The turrets already exist. It's just a matter of connecting the dots towards each other now. So most everything I'm doing is building. I built out everything that was needed for the PDA to get written.
That's cool.
Yeah, I had to build the foundation to point at, so to speak. I had to create the dots that I'm going to connect. And the next time I do this PDA, it's definitely going to require a wipe for people to get its content. Most of the updates I've done so far didn't really require a wipe. I just did it to the American server so that I can make sure it's working the way I wanted it to work.
Right.
So I'm going to test it for 3 or 4 days, go through the motions of everything while I'm building the PDA, and hopefully by Friday we'll have a new series of missions and reverse engineering type stuff to do. That'll
Now, when you're saying reverse engineering, what does that entail? What does it mean by that?
You're going to be able to reverse engineer other technologies from other origins, as well as your own origin. So you'll be able to go to the capital of each origin and get a mission that teaches you reverse engineering for their trade, because
Okay.
each origin has strengths and weaknesses in
Right.
their technology, and you're going to basically learn it, unlock it, and then from that point on, anytime you take something apart, you'll get salvage points for it, like experience points, but it'll be reverse engineering points. And as
Ah,
you get
okay.
so many points, you'll then get a schematic for this related to what you're pulling apart, or a schematic for that related to whatever you're pulling apart, whether it's a engine, a block, or a generator, or a CPU, or whatever device they make. And you'll be able to reverse engineer it and earn schematic. And then eventually it'll stop giving you schematics and it'll just unlock that device permanently for you to be able to craft it anytime you want. And we're talking Zyrax weapons, the colonists light weapons and heavy weapons that the colonists make, the Polaris weapons, many of the things that none of us can make or use right now.
Right.
Sometimes we can pull them off a ship, but then we have to get the ammo from the supply station or something, you know?
Right. Yeah. The vendors or whatever. Yeah.
Well, with this, you're going to get schematics for the ammo and eventually unlock the ammo. And you'll get schematics for the turret and eventually unlock the turret. It'll just be
Oh,
based
cool.
on the number of times you took that turret apart. The more you take something apart, the more you'll earn. There is one catch, though. It has to be salvaged, not picked up. You
Ah,
know,
so you have to use your multi-tool salvage instead of.
right,
Okay.
which gives you less yield, but the benefit of that experience. Right.
Right. Okay.
So there will be a reason not to core things, you know. So you are getting salvage points instead of, because eventually you get all the products you need anyway. What are you going to do now? Well, salvage points. You know, that way you
Right.
can craft these things yourself. And so that's a ton of items. We're talking 40 or 50 new craftable items that everybody's going to have or have access to if they pursue it. But they won't be able to get it any other way, so it'll be a trade item that they can profit from in their profession. Most people will probably focus on their own origin first.
Right.
With the PDA, there's going to be missions where you have to go repair things for the drone bases of your origin. So you'll go to your origin's drone base and go repair its shield or its generator or some mission like that. Well, at the same time, it's being attacked by Equations and Sandarian. And of course, you're going to help kill the bad guys, but you got to be careful. If you kill any of the good guys, you're going to fail the mission instantly. So it'll be one
Ah,
of those
okay.
things that you have to go all the way back, restart the mission, come back. But if you do it correctly, you'll get all this loot. You know? So yeah, my missions are going to be more competitive. You have to watch your aim. You can't just spray everywhere, you know, and you'll have repair things that you need to do, certain tasks within the POI that you have to go get near, and then a window will pop up and say, you know, you're applying a weld to this, or you know, a shrink wrap to that, or you know, we'll
Shrink
have
wrap.
you know. It just depends if we send you working on an electrical component or coolant component or whatever. We have different storylines half written already, and I
That's
just have to
cool.
complete them. Yeah, I've been working on all this for, you know, since pretty much I would say
A
Thanksgiving.
good while.
Yeah, and the PDA events and stuff, I've been writing it looks like a detective's board where you have all the stickies and then all the little pinups and then the yarn that connects the different dots. You know, it looks like a Mad Hatter wall or something. that's going to be my PDA here pretty soon. It's all going to be in there.
That's cool.
Yeah. It all comes from our discussions that we all have. I make notes and try to piece things together eventually. I never seem to get the whole story in one discussion. It's all a multitude of discussions and ideas and epiphanies that people have had, and I try to find a spot for it, and I'm nervous to see it all come into fruition here within the next month. It'll define our scenario as what it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be the basis. Until somebody makes a parody of it with another scenario, who knows? I'll always do updates and stuff for it, but they'll get fewer and far between once we have a well-rounded, what we think is completed.
Right.
We're not there yet, but we're close.
I'll say things are coming along pretty good, though.
Amen. Yes, sir. Thanks to everybody testing. Oh, if I didn't have these veterans that, like you guys, that can do everything in 24 hours, or at least get to the point that you can test what I'm doing mid-game, and we're still adding end game to everything. We've only.
Did you change back some XP, or is it still the way it was?
Let me think.
Because it was like really, really nerfed to live. You only got like 1 XP from, say, getting a tree.
Yeah, you got to be a botanist now to get experience for trees, and you have to be a prospector to get experience for stones and rocks.
Yeah, because you only get one.
One, right?
Well, I've discovered that if you go around and just scan stuff,
yeah,
that's your best way to get XP.
Right, Ascension's about exploration, and so exploration everybody gets points for. But when it comes to specific things, now you have to be a specific class to get experience related to it. Yeah, I thought that would be cool.
Now I've already done engineering. Do I have to do something else now?
Well, it's wiped, so yeah. I mean, if you came into our server, you could do engineering first, but then you would have 11 different ones to pick as a subclass. Which one do you want? Or you could pick one of them as a primary. It's up to you whether you want it to be your primary or sub.
Yeah, because I'm actually doing, let's see.
12 classes now.
Now I'm on the UK server. Has it been changed or?
Yeah, you should have took the update from the workshop. So if you updated your server, you would see the new classes. They're in there. If you haven't updated your server, then you wouldn't see the new classes, but you could go into a private game.
Oh, a private game. Okay, yeah. No, I'm on the Ascension Unchained UK servers, which I'm on.
Oh, the UK server has not been updated yet.
Okay.
We're testing the US server first, and once we know everything's smooth and implemented, I'm actually hoping to get the PDA done before I update the UK server.
Okay.
Yeah. I only updated the US server to make sure that it works on the server the same way as it's working locally, because sometimes it don't do it the way it's supposed to. I've had times where it worked perfectly locally, but then when I upload it and go to do it, something messes up. So
something changed, huh?
Right, but it's been fine and it's running smooth so far. I'm just stress testing it some more to see. That thing is gonna try to shoot me through that door. I gotta shut the door. Oh, these patrol vessels. That's another thing. All the patrol vessels are small now on the starter planets, so they really don't kill too many people.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
so no more water striders and
right.
and stingrays on there.
Yeah, And they're up in space where they belong, and in battle sites, mining sites, asteroid fields. Some of them are just in specific sectors, like equation space or Sindarian space or Tesh space. So you literally have to go to their bubble to encounter their POIs, like the old Tesh asteroid eaters or the Tesh mining sites. You have to go to their bubble or to mining sites to run into them. So we cleaned up the starter space sector, so newbies aren't getting killed in space either by all kinds of insane stuff. So it's
Yeah,
more
so you got rid of those round bubble or round block things.
yeah, the most you'll find in starter space is like a Polaris freighter that's been taken over by Sindarians. Stuff like that. You know, it's
Okay.
just something big and dopey that can't do nothing. Uh, yeah, the normal starter ships. What the little Corvette? You might run into the Corvette.
Well, I know that above on the UK server, above the pirate homeworld, there's a bunch of big battleships up there.
Yeah, and that's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, those all of the big stuff, medium stuff, anything above small was pushed out to its designated area.
That's good.
Whether it be combat zones 1 through 5, or mining sites 1 through 4, or asteroid fields 1 through 7, or bubbles. Yeah, it is good. Well, you know, I had to have them local so I could test them. I can't.
No,
fly.
that makes sense, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you knew that. Mostly telling it for your viewers. It was only temporary. I'm not a narcissist, I promise. Oh, man. Yeah, it's coming along. I just get a kick out of how these patrol vessels actually run into each other and then fight for space.
Yep, that happens a lot.
I have the Gila Monster and the Elroy entangled with one another, and they're just spinning, doing like a.
Now the Gila Monster has a antimatter SV warp drive in it.
Yeah.
So if you can take that over, you know, that's some good technology right there.
Yeah, that's the best technology you'll find from a patrol vessel on a starter planet.
Ah, okay.
I did that on purpose so some people didn't have to go across the galaxy to get what they needed for that. Yeah, it's just a fast tracker for some newbies that can take it out. You get a good base, and what you do is you shut the shield off and lure him in. And then you turn the shield on and all the guns and light him up.
All of mowing down, huh?
Yeah, but don't target warp. Or you could just use the shield breaker weapon to break its shield and then shoot the core itself with a sniper. That's the most surgical way of doing it, is to put a shield breaker on your base and let it auto suck the shield out of it over time. It don't do any damage to hull or nothing. It just pulls shield out. And so use that, and then you can snipe its core. And, yeah, you're right. It's got good CPUs too, improved and advanced. I think it's got
no advanced.
No advanced, just 2 improved?
Yeah, just 2 improved.
Okay. I thought it had 2 of each, but it figures. Yeah, it's good loot. It'll help get somebody off planet pretty quick if they dare to do it. It's not too tough. It's kind of meant to be a pinata, but getting its shield down is the hardest part because it's got a pretty good shield.
Now, actually, the shield's not too bad. Wasn't. It's only got a heavy shield on it.
Yeah, like 35K or whatever. Yeah, and that's pretty good. In my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it takes a minute to get it down. Sometimes it runs away before you can get it down all the way, and it's like, no, come back.
Oh hell, I just take it out with my SV.
Yeah, what I do is I usually run up there and just get underneath it and then go straight up at its tail and flip it upside down, and it'll hit the ground upside down, and then it's stuck.
Yep.
Sometimes it gets away, but most of the time, if I can get it upside down, then sit on it, it's mine.
You know, this game does need some new models of, you know, characters, aliens or whatever.
I think they're doing that. I heard a rumor that Elion was bringing in some new NPCs.
Because these have been the same NPCs that's been around since the game has been, you know, early alpha.
Yep. They've been bringing in that suit props folder and some command lines related to it. So I think they're going to make kind of like the snowman mask and all that kind of stuff. I think they're going to make a bunch of different masks that they can actually just assign to a new character model or an old character model to make it look new. I think that's what they're going to do. Many of the bodies will stay the same, but they'll have masks that blend and change things accordingly. And then all they have to do is make new masks. Instead of a whole 3D model, they're just focusing on the face model. Which I say go for it. You know, at least do that. We need entire new body models too, but at least do the mask. That's
well, the body models are fine.
New head models would be cool. A good 12, 24 of them would make the players happy. And then that would give them time to make new body models later, you know. And I think it should be a question not of whether they should do one or the other, but just a question of when. You know, so
Yeah.
of both. that they should just focus on both. Build the layers that they need to build to support it. At least that's what I would do. If I would. I have to admit they've surprised me. We complain here and there a little bit, but honestly, the wind effects, the velocity effects, the water effects, those were pretty impressive updates for me.
Yeah.
It made me feel more immersed in the game, like I was really here.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And there's a velocity and windage command hooks that we could be using to affect bullet spread and spray that they gave us in 1.7 that we aren't using yet. But there's some basic windage and velocity applications put on the vanilla items and folders, and so I just left it with what they put on it, Elion. But we could actually increase and decrease the amount of drag or pull or push that the wind and distance has on a bullet.
Right.
That was a pretty big addition that nobody's really using yet because they don't really want to miss the enemy, because if they apply those settings it affects both, you know, the player and the enemy. People were complaining that the enemy could shoot them from 130 meters and they never miss.
Yeah,
well, now,
enemies got aimbot.
right. Now they miss sometimes because of that windage velocity and the default files, vanilla files of Elion. But it's not as often as you'd think. It's only one miss out of 8 shots, you know, where if I increase the values, we could make them miss every other shot, but so would we.
Right.
Because we're shooting the same rifle with the same setting, you know. Unless I make specifically weapons only for the NPCs that player would never use, and then handicap those weapons. That's the only way I could see doing it, and I don't want to do that. Maybe later, once we have nothing else to do, that might be something I'll settle on to make it more easy for players to make the enemy miss. But I'm not into making the player miss at all. And so it just isn't something that's on my priorities, because I have to divide it, you know,
Right.
on who it affects. If it was up to everybody else, they just make it affect everybody. And I'm like, no, don't do that to a player. That'll piss a player off real quick if they start missing. You know, it's bad enough on the hit. We already complain about the hitbox, and you want to make us miss? No, stop the bus. So, that's just my opinion. Tell me what you think in the comments below.
Yeah. All about the comments below. Didn't you know that?
That's right. That's what gets us in the higher ratings and higher everything to move up like George and Wheezy. Moving on up. Big high rising sky. I love that movie when I was a kid. I still watch it every once in a while, but a lot of people have opinions on it. I thought it was a good, wholesome movie. Sanford and Sons, boy, he was like a second dad to me, old Fred.
Oh, hell.
I swear, watching his movies when I come home from school, that was my babysitter. You know? Oh, man. Lying on all of them. It's scary to look back at all my favorite actors and stuff and actresses. A lot of them have passed. It made me feel not so immortal anymore. You know, like, wait a minute. I thought we lived forever. You know what I mean? That was our mentality, all of us growing up. Anyway. I brought the swamp things in.
Swamp things.
I brought the plant monster back.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And they're a lot more prevalent than in the past. So, and they get great experience points and reputation points if you kill them on somebody's property. But yeah, you'll really like them. Go to any swampy area of any planet, whether it's temperate or not. But they're prevalent around swamp edge or swamp. Same place spiders are. But you'll run into woodwalkers, swamp things, plant monsters, and the such. And we still have creepies. I didn't get rid of creepies or nothing like everybody else. See, everybody else got rid of plant monsters to put creepies in. And I just created a new category for the plant monster and brought it back. Why would you get rid of a 3D model? You know, why would you get rid of a model?
I don't know.
like you're saying, we need more models. Why would they?
Yeah. I mean, because you have the Xerox model, and then you have the space, giant booby titty model.
Yeah. And then the legacy model or assassin.
Yeah. And they use the same one for whatever race is out there.
I know. We'll see. I know Talon and them seem to like our scenario.
Well, that's good.
Well, they used it or they downloaded it from our FTP and played it before they approved it to go back on the workshop. So that was a plus.
That's good.
They wanted to make sure it was unique in its own way. And the biggest thing they're against, honestly, is paid items, which we never did. And so they're on a hunt for servers that get people to buy items.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's one of the biggest reasons they said they banned me from the workshop, was they thought I was selling items.
Really? Nobody does that.
No, nobody. And I was just like, what? No, I thought I was banned because I was using Reforged Eden's assets, and I think they're public. And they're like, no, they're not public, they're mine. I own them, you know? As long as you're clear about that, that you understand that Elion owns all 3D models, then we can probably get you back on the workshop. I was like, well, yeah, you own them all. I was like, I just tell people that we can use them. If like some other creator puts stuff on the workshop, that means we as consumers can use them freely without,
Yes.
we don't need permission. We don't need permission. He gave us permission when he put it on the workshop. And Talon's like, well, yeah, that's right, but I own it. And I was like, yeah, you own it. You know, I never said I owned it. You know.
You can own it all you want.
Where he goes, oh, okay. And so, yeah, it was kind of easy to get back on the workshop once we cleared up the miscommunication.
That's good.
There was miscommunication, and I was baffled that that was the case, but it was. So I was like, well, woo, back on the workshop we go. But it's a positive because maybe within our scenario, it'll give Elion reason to bring in certain things that'll complement our scenario. We just need to attract more people to our scenario so that it has that push or pull or clout,
Right.
whatever you want to call it.
Well, that'll come with time.
Right. That's what we're hoping is over the next year that we can become the new now. We already kind of have become, but there's still a lot of players that aren't aware of us. Many have come back because of us, but there's many that aren't aware. You know, the Reforged Eden has 25,000 followers or subscribers, I think.
But yeah, most people are waiting for Reforged Eden to come out, you know, so.
And it just did. So I only really see a few hundred active, and 300 of them are here. In Ascension. I only see probably maybe 1,000 players currently active, so we need to do a commercial or something that we can.
Oh, you ought to go back and look at one of my other videos I got.
Okay.
And take a look at the
I've watched a lot of them. Usually,
there's one that's a short one, and it's just got this epic space battle.
Nice.
That you ought to see, and that's with the new ship with the new blocks and everything like that too, and all kinds of hold on,
if you don't mind, because I've watched many and most of your videos, at least bits and parts, because yours and Yuvica's is how I find a lot of the bugs and things that aren't working the way I want them to be.
Right.
I just watch videos, and that's why I'm always watching PT stream and GRG stream. They're always pointing out the bugs, and that way that's how we're able to fix things so quickly, proactively, is thanks to you guys playing it and testing it. But yeah, a good commercial, I think. If we could get a good commercial on YouTube, and then I'll get it promoted out so that your average player that hasn't played in a year or two actually sees it.
All right, there's the that video I was telling you about.
Because if players come back because of our scenario, that'll definitely put us in the better light for Empyrion.
Oh yeah.
To do what we want, because we'll be attracting the player base for them to sell more copies and have their servers full. Nice, thank you.
Hey, Xander, how you doing this morning? Doing okay? Yeah, that video there has got some pretty good of how the of my ship just obliterating stuff. But I really do like that, how you slowed down the progression. All right, I guess we need to sort things out a little bit. Handgun, ammo, guns. Notice another one of those. Output. Let's go back to materials. Ore and decon, stuff I don't want any. Guns, guns, guns. Flamethrower. Ammo. That can all be deconned. Deconned. See, armors. Trade items. Ooh. Yeah, leave that in output. Alright, guns. Some of these guns I won't even use. I'll just probably just, yeah, decon that one. That. Alright, ammo. Oxygen. Got some fuel. Go to miscellaneous. Materials. Or a decon. Some meds. That's not meds. Miscellaneous. Or decon. We'll hang on to those. Let's see, trade items. It's good finding that money. That'll help out. Or decon. There we go. Alright, sorted. Go find the origin capital because that might infected soldiers that might count towards him. Capital. Abandoned house. Should be around the portal hub somewhere. There it is, origin capital. Okay. Proceed. See if we can get him over here.
This doesn't. Oh, bullshit.
Nice, you got commercialized. I like it.
What do you mean?
You got commercials that pop up every once in a while in between your screen.
Oh,
Real good ones too. You had a Halo commercial, man. The new movie Halo. Yeah, you had a premiere Paramount Halo commercial on your Twitch.
wow.
Yeah, that means somebody's watching it. Yeah, that was a cable quality ad. That I don't see those too often. Usually it's some janky YouTube ad or something. I didn't even know Halo was out.
Surrender.
You're just pounding on these guys.
Oh, no.
This Dreadnought's just unloading. But you've got him on a run hard. Your shields are the same at 54% right now, but you're getting him down faster than... What kind of shield you got on here?
Should be a Bastion.
Wow.
Well, I figured since that was the shortest one I had of a space battle, then
Yeah, it was a great one. We had many ships got called in. The Dreadnought got called in like it's supposed to. This is a capital vessel, right?
yes. Do it to feel more popular. What the hell?
Yeah, great video. That was cool. That Dreadnought didn't have a chance. No, I'm curious, do you have a version of that without the weapons and stuff on it, just the blocks?
Yes.
Have you ever tried to convert it into an SV?
Yeah, I think so.
You can You probably know, but in creative mode, basically spawn that in, and then spawn a SV block in facing the same direction.
Yeah.
Then you can copy your CV model and paste it with that SV starter block in the square, and it'll turn it into a SV. Then put your weapons on it, and air tanks and fuel tanks and SV type components.
Uh-huh.
So basically you're wanting to just convert the block. Otherwise you're going to get it to be red and it'll say, oh, this isn't an SV. But if you just have the blocks and you convert that to an SV, then you add your thrusters and your guns to it that are SV models, it works great. But that'd be kind of a quick way to make a SV version of your ship, I guess.
I've got the Ravager, you know, which is pretty much similar, very similar in concept.
Okay. Well, then, have you used it in big battles like that?
No, not yet.
Let me know how that works. People say that they don't get any stutter or loss of frames with an SV.
Well, it depends on if you have your graphics settings too, because all the bloom and everything like that the guns give off. Yeah, that really fucks with the frames big time.
I don't know. I imagine that should affect things, but I believe that has something to do with the actual model SV block versus CV block. I believe that CV block, the SV model seems to run smooth like a fighter jet around your opponent. You don't get lag with an SV, and I don't know if it has to do with bloom or not, but we're siding with actually oxygen and open airways in a capital vessel. Shadows inside of the capital vessel, we think, is what's dragging it down. And with an SV, you've got a cockpit and usually a solid vessel behind it. So the SVs don't have to compensate for all that oxygen and shadowing that takes place inside a capital vessel. As a result, your battles would be extremely more fluid. Try an SV.
Yeah, I've done I've got some video of the SV battles and everything too.
Okay, cool. How was it? Your experience, was it more fluid for you?
It was about the same.
Oh, okay. Many are telling me that it's just like night and day in comparison, but maybe they have slower systems and they don't, you know, you've got a mean system, so.
Yeah, I've got a pretty bad boy little system that I have.
Yeah.
That,
heard the specs on it the other day. I was like, hey.
Yeah, it's the system I have. The processor is a Ryzen Threadripper.
Yeah.
1920X, which is a 12 core, 24 threads. And then I have 32 gigs of the Dominator RAM.
Nice. Yeah, I'm running DDR4, so
it's not the Vengeance, it's the Dominator. It's the high tier, expensive shit.
And then you have those instant catch chips or whatever.
Yep, the M.3s or M.2s, whatever they are. Yeah, I've got 3 of those that are rated together.
So you don't have just one; you've got 3 or something.
Yes, I have 3 of them that they're all rated together, and they have all my games on it. So my transfer rate on that drive is it's 9.5 gigabytes. I'm sorry, gigs per second. But normally you get like a few hundred megabytes per second, right?
Yeah,
no, I can literally transfer this entire game in just a matter of a couple seconds.
Wow, that's insane. You might as well have the game on the processor.
Yeah,
it's right at the thread.
That's why when this game starts lagging out or whatever, I mean, it just irritates the heck out of me, because I know I've got the system, I've got the beef, I've got the power.
Right on.
But whenever things start acting stupid, that's what irritates me.
Yeah, some people have reported that a solid vehicle does a lot better than one that has air pockets in it or squad bays and such.
Helion.
Yeah, which is an alien thing, but you know, there's a lot of physics going on there that they have to keep track of the oxygen, the shadows, and every inch that you move.
It might help if they fucking optimized it once in a great while.
Well, that's a pipe dream.
Yeah. Hey, Sharpie, how's it going?
Good. Doing a little streaming. How you doing?
Not too bad. There's a lot of new content, and just let me know if you want to update that server.
What, the UK?
No, yours. I call it yours.
The PvP server.
Uh-huh. There is no workaround. To get the new content, it's a fresh wipe. So.
Well. You know,
there's a lot of changes. Lots of changes.
Okay.
And there's no. I don't know. Tavish is right here. He'll tell you that I don't think you can add a couple of files to get the new content. It's fresh wipe. But that's up to you. I have the other guys resisting too on GRG's server. I don't know why, but yeah.
Well, I just spawned in not too long ago. Matter of fact, I did it on my last big stream I had. I brought in the Athena.
Oh, nice! Finally, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm ready for PvP. Dang it, where you at? I owe you some payback, don't I?
Oh yeah, I took a little Pendaxid from you. Yeah. Oh yeah. Find me. Alyssa, PT, and myself are there. We have our ships. They're just floating in space, just fucking off. No, I'm playing with new content, Sharpie.
Okay.
You're like five versions away from where we are now.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, that's not a big deal to me. I mean, to either reset it or not.
Well, if you're experiencing a lot of issues other than lag or whatever you were talking about earlier.
Well, the only thing I'm really experiencing is the game, just freezing up or whatever. But I don't know if that's just because the what's going on with the battle or what. I have no idea.
Well, I've seen it where it lags on me when there's just so many weapons fire that it can stutter a little bit, but I've never had 1 frame rate a second or anything. But
I've had that.
You know me, I use little itty bitty ships, so my biggest ship right now is what is it? A 0.83. It's considered a size class 1.
Well, I don't know how many people are actually on the PvP server. I don't know actually how many people are actually playing it. If it's just me and you guys, I mean, I'd say go ahead and wipe it. Get it done, get over with, and then I'll go ahead and start back over again. Take me a while.
You can hit the B button and see how many players have been in. At least the first page of them, anyway.
Well, no, B only tells you who's online right now.
No, don't hit the ranking check mark.
Oh, okay. Well, only up to a certain level, certain number.
Yeah, if it's more than 10, let me know. But hey, it's up to you. If you're not experiencing a lot of problems, then you can play more. It's basically up to you, Sharpie. You're the one that plays on PvP.
Oh, I know.
And the guys that play on GRG's server, well, I was watching them last night. It's becoming a Yahoo center.
A Yahoo center? What do you mean?
Well, everybody on my server has admin powers.
Oh.
So they're not really working anything. They come in, they spawn in their endgame ships, they make themselves level 25, and they continue about their business. But last night I witnessed some admin abuse I just didn't think was cool. But hey,
appropriate. Well,
no, it's it's like I don't understand. If they're going to wish in all this other stuff, why even bother going down to the abyssal planet to fight those guys to get stuff? If you have stuff that they can't even make in the game. So I know they took it from the item menu box.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't just a couple. It was like 250 rounds of some ammo that gives you 2,000 rounds per reload.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And you can't make it on the server right now. I know because I play on the latest version and we just got the ability to make it. And my version on GR server is out of date a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, I also told them they were testing and they could do what the hell they want. But they're not really testing, really. They're just playing the game with, you know, basically a virtual box that they can get anything they want whenever they want. But
well, to me, testing a game is starting, you know, and building everything up. You know, go out mining everything. You know, and play the game like you would normally, not just get, you know, boosted to whatever. That's testing the game out.
Well, they were testing end game stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they're not really testing end game stuff anymore. My opinion. But you know what? I also gave him permission to do it, so what the fuck? I should shut my mouth. It's like saying PT. Good morning. Is he even there?
Yeah, he was.
What time is it? Oh my god, I slept in. Ooh, baby.
Yeah, I got about another 15 minutes before I have to get off the on the stream, and then got to go take my dad to dialysis, then come back and do some more streaming.
Cool.
You know, honestly, it doesn't matter to me whether you want to go ahead and wipe it or not.
Well, yeah, because you're the one that just sweated out the friggin' Athena. You might want to go play around with that a bit, you know?
I did. Go watch my videos. You got to see the massive battle group that I took on with it. Holy crap, man. It was such a big battle group that it actually caused the game to crash. There was at least a half a dozen frigates, you know, several destroyers, and Dreadnought.
Dreadnought warped in on him. Yeah. That was great. Yeah, that's the one that was invisible at first, by the way.
Yeah.
He was still loading in.
And then there's the next video after that is towards the end is whenever I got into a battle with 2 Dreadnoughts at the same time. So yeah, I've had fun with it.
Okay. No, I can't believe you can't get some of your watchers to come and play. At least have the TOG come back. The TOG were a group of guys that... But because...
I think a lot of it is because it's getting reset too a lot.
No, oh no, it's not. Trust me, the PvP server is not getting reset a lot. You've had maybe 1 or 2 resets this year.
Oh.
And the GR server has been reset 4 times, once a month. And the US server and the UK server about once every 2 weeks or less. It depends if Tevish decides to break it or not.
True story.
True story, he says. But like I said, I'm, you know, we give it another week or so, but he's updated the portal hub.
Yeah.
Got a new version of that. You got, instead of the flea market, you now got the supermarket. It's a Ascension actual build elicited for, instead of like the Sling Blade server where they had the flea market. Well, we made a different one. I didn't make it. Alyssa did. So
Right, but you said a new portal hub. Is that different from what I've got already?
I don't know. I would have to see what your portal hub is.
Because we have the one that doesn't have. It looks just like the one that I'm seeing here on the.
You're nuts. You're nuts. I can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, you can. You can go to Twitch.
I hate Twitch. It
right,
pops up ads and all kinds of crap.
No, that's sorry. That's from streaming at the moment.
You don't have any way to record and edit, add music, all that good stuff? You like to do it live, huh?
Yeah, I just do everything live.
The one with the archive. The Portal Hub has a archive on the second floor.
Touch all kinds of hints. It's a white building.
Yeah, I should be able to. I think I'll be able to switch servers and find out real quick.
It displays all the new items and gives descriptions of them and what they do. Who made them? A little. It's totally cool.
And the capital city isn't a big castle-looking thing anymore. It's an actual place you can go to trade and sell items, and it has a teleporter. You know, it's updated. It's a round circular. It looks like a pancake almost in its design now, and it doesn't lag you out when you go up near it. You know, you don't stutter. It doesn't have to load in. You know, it's smaller.
Right.
But it's way more functional. I mean, there's all kinds of things to do there now. Besides go there and shoot a few guys 20, 30, 40 times in a row.
Oh, then we have the new advanced epic insulation booster that protects you 30% of the time from most basic infections and ailments that you encounter in the wild. And it's a great deal, 30%. Actually, I got jumped on by like 10 guys, and I stood there for 30 seconds, and all I got was bleed from it. And so, you know, and then right before I walked away, they finally fractured me. So it was a pretty long time, and the result is that you're able to go through a POI pretty well without having to have all the medical components to cure 1,000 ailments. You're only getting 1 or 2, if that. And that's if you get hit several times before you even get one. So it works really good. We have new boosters that resist certain damages, and it's only on the Epic Advanced Insulation Booster, the red one.
That's cool.
So it works
It looks like a red EVA now. So actually, if it's a red EVA, it kind of hints that you can use that and not have to have a blue EVA.
Yep.
Kind of, it's kind of a wonder thing. I actually found just one the other day. I was playing on another guy's server who's having issues. He's here quite a bit. His name's Kobe, and yeah. So I was playing over there, and you know, starting from scratch. No adminning powers, but he actually gave them to me because he didn't want to come over and keep digging me out when I teleported. Because I kept getting, after you restart the game, the teleportation put me underneath the building, and the way he had up land claim, you couldn't dig out from underneath it because of what you weren't allowed to.
Right.
So he changed that, and you know, a few other things. But yeah.
Well, that's the way land claims work, though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it ended up Nathan ended up figuring out that there was 3 of the manifest files on his server that were corrupted.
Yeah, I was there last night when he did a Eureka.
Yeah, so that was Nathan's pretty good at isolating faults and problems. He's turning out to be a heck of a Padawan or acolyte, whatever you want to call him.
Padawan.
My apprentice is he's eventually going to surpass me. Definitely keep an eye on him because he's smart.
I thought Sith Lords only could have one Padawan.
Only one acolyte, but maybe 2 at most. But yeah, we're destined to yin and yang. You know what? You know what? They figured out the deal with that. The Force was meant to be a Padawan and a
Thanks.
Sith Lord, or a Jedi and a Acolyte. It was actually supposed to be a yin and yang relationship. Jedi were not supposed to train Jedis. They were supposed to train Sith, and Sith were supposed to train Jedis by showing each other the opposite of what they're capable of. Long story short, Revan mastered both sides of the Force by taking on an Acolyte. That's how he mastered being a Jedi. Was not only did he master both sides of the Force and understanding it, but then he took on an Acolyte, and he was actually a Jedi originally. So when he took on an Acolyte, that unified his Force between them, making both of them almost invincible. Because now they were complete as the yin and yang.
Yeah,
And that's
you
how
are
he- yeah.
you are a geek.
Yeah, I am. I love Star Wars. But Revan, a lot of people think it's just because he mastered the Force. And it was really what triggered it. There was a trigger. When he took on an Acolyte, which was a Sith Padawan, when he took on a... Because he was a good guy that was turned bad. He was a Jedi turned Sith, but then he returned from being Sith back to Jedi. But he was still compassionate towards the Sith, and he took on a Sith as a fucking Padawan, and it was an Acolyte, not really a Jedi. And through the Acolyte was being, what would you call that? What Acolytes do? They were lying. They were acting like they were a Jedi. You know, they were playing a role, and by their deceit, they were evil, and because of that, they were actually an Acolyte under a Jedi, and their powers unified, and it made Revan so powerful that he could move at will anywhere and say die, and they died. You know, nobody could compete against Revan after that until they killed his Acolyte, and then he lost his immortal power, and you know. He had to have an Acolyte and be a Jedi. They killed his Acolyte. He was kind of towards the dark side himself again, and so it's a whole complexity of being able to control your emotions one way or another, and having somebody else compliment you in the opposite fashion. That's really what ignites the true Force, which is the one Force. The Force is actually one Force. It just gets divided by our perceptions.
Hey, Tavish.
Yeah.
If I'm going to play on the U.S. server, should I unsubscribe, resubscribe to the workshop?
What for?
The update.
No, you should have a download in the bottom of Steam that forced it upon you.
Yes, it's forcing it on me right now.
Oh, okay. I had it as soon as I opened.
Why, Sharpie? Because he just updated the U.S. server to the latest, greatest.
Yeah, no.
With the new classes and everything. So they're going to test those out, and then we're going to fine-tune them and decide. They're going to help me decide what specialties.
What classes do you have right now?
Let me open up my menu.
Okay.
I don't want to lie to you on stream.
Oh, you're streaming? I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't mean to swear.
I believe so. Origin skill trees, activate mission.
I always do the new order stuff. I think I'm gonna try something different. I really like escaping the prison planet for some reason.
Yeah, it does sound
Well,
kind
escape
of
the
fun.
prison friend then.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tesh start on have an option to start on either their home world or a prison planet with Polaris, which is really hard, ultra hard. Okay, so we have marksman, agent, vanguard, specialist, engineer. Then it goes into diplomat. And then we have botanist, merchant, prospector, cryptographer.
Okay. What is a...
Oh, and demolitions expert.
Oh, we got a demo.
Yeah,
Hey,
we got
PT.
Hi.
demolitions expert.
Are you
Demolition-
going to the dark side and
I am parking the buster at the Squirrel as we speak, and then I will be joining you.
Oh, okay.
The botanist is good with horticulture, medicines, and it's bonus
Bless you.
experience for picking plants and shit like that, or will. Excuse my friend. The merchant will get bonuses on experience and reputation with other factions and origins, and get bonus money for sales.
Oh, there you go, GR.
Yeah, I know.
That's kind of like right up your alley because
Yeah. I
believe
you're
the
really
merch-
good at trading.
I believe we're going to have the merchant get bonuses on reverse engineering too.
Now, what does the cryptographer get?
I'll get to that. The prospector gets bonuses on stones and ores, and they can scan areas ahead of time using certain devices that I'm making. It allows them to scan an area, and that pre-scan gives them bonus yield when they go and mine the ores within that sector that they scan.
Oh, nice.
They'll be prospected ahead of time, and also there will be certain ores that'll be called prospector asteroids or prospected asteroids. Those asteroids your auto miners will work for a prospector. And
Asteroids?
the auto miners will work. The auto laser cannons, the auto laser cannon miners, they mine, and they automatically do it without you having to do anything.
Right.
But they'll be called prospected asteroids because
cool.
we've already surveyed them ahead of time. You won't have to drill it. Your turrets will automatically drill and harvest those asteroid types.
Do you still have the engineer?
Yeah. And then the cryptographer is for hacking, splicing, dicing satellites, and mapping out the solar system. And they'll get bonuses to light year travel and different things like that eventually. And they'll get certain devices that they can craft that gives them more distance, range, and maybe even shield than what others would get. Different things like that. We're gonna.
And that's in testing phase right now?
The cryptographer.
Yep. Well,
right now, in the testing phase, we have the classes themselves and their bonuses for weapons and things. I haven't added the bonuses for experience or mining yet, but it will be added within the next couple of days.
That's cool.
And it won't require a wipe because it's all preset. It's just a matter of adding attributes to it now. But again, at the same time, I'm going to be working on the PDA.
Yay!
Because all this is involved in the PDA anyway. So when I update that in 3 to 5 days, that's going to require a wipe anyway. So in the next 3 to 5 days, people are just testing to see if what is done so far works.
Well, then I would say don't wipe it until, or don't wipe the PvP until he gets done with those major changes.
With the PDA?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's already done major changes, is what I'm saying, to the game
Right.
itself.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but if
we need tested out before
Yeah.
we move forward with the PDA.
Right, I understand what you're saying, Sharpie. I'll wait.
Yeah. Yep.
It's up to you to say when.
Yeah, it'd just be nice if you were testing it because we need everybody testing what we have now before we move forward. It's best case scenario 3 to 5 days on the PDA, but if we don't have enough testers on what we have now,
well, I'll go on to
Then it
US
may-
server and play.
okay,
Yeah,
then it
so
may
that's-
take. Yeah, I'm just saying it may take 2 weeks.
Because we all got different play styles,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that'll find anything that might need some adjustments. Did
I-
you further adjust the XP? Did you refine it from last time you fixed it?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Most of your experience is going to come from kills.
Oh,
in scanning.
kills now. Okay.
Well,
Well, you only get like 50 or 60
it depends
per kill.
where you're at.
Yeah, it was 60 before. I don't know if you changed it from that.
I'd leave
No, I
that
think
stuff alone like it is. I like it like it is.
I think it's the same.
Okay.
But yeah, most of it's going to be like it just was, where you have to use your scanner.
Right.
I haven't added the botanists are going to get bonus experience points for your foliage and stuff, and I have to add that to the PDA.
Okay, so that's stage 2.
Right, that's stage 2 of it. And
All
right
right.
now, I want to make sure the classes let you pick them, they give you bonuses to your weapons, certain weapons, and they tell you which ones.
Now, $1 million question. If you pick a class other than engineer as your primary, is engineer working as a secondary? Because it's been fucked up since they rolled it out.
It should be, but I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm not. I'm going to pick 2 totally different ones this time.
Are you?
Yeah.
Well, you know, because the engineer tool doesn't really, or the survival tool doesn't, you don't get that bonus anymore, so.
Well, yeah, it still can kill, but not as a one-hit wonder. But
Yeah. Not a super, like a mini engineer bolt.
the only reason why I took engineer, and I don't know why it was underneath engineer, was the light year bonus. But you know what? With turning in 850 nav pads,
Do you need it anymore?
bah,
I kind of would like to try something different other than.
I am.
Okay, pick a planet. Where are we going?
Well, I was thinking escape the prison planet, but I don't know. We've done that one 4 or 5 times now, so.
I'm thinking I want to go back to Pandora.
Well,
you know me. Once a pirate, always a pirate.
No, come on. Branch out. Try something different.
Yeah, but
you can still be a pirate.
oh, I can still be a pirate.
You can still be a
Human,
pirate.
so I'm not aligned with Polaris, so that'll make it more fun.
Yeah,
Well, I was
human would
thinking-
be different.
I thought about doing the Tesh homeworld start, but that's way out in left field.
Yeah. Well, we can do that.
Oh no, we don't have to do the same one. I think we should spread out.
Okay.
Oh,
I
so
know
you're
I've
saying
done-
we all should do something different?
Oh
No,
no,
you don't have to.
We're, PT and I usually hit the same star system.
Uh-huh.
Pick a planet for certain reasons, but
He takes New India. I usually go to New Africa, and I always start there. And
yeah, I always start at New India, and it's yeah. Lately, New India has been kind of vacant, so figured I'd try something else.
well,
I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I should be a pirate.
I'm going to Pandora.
Be a pirate, man. Come on.
I'm gonna be a human. Human.
You're gonna be a Uman.
Human. Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, so we have soldier class, marksman, agent, vanguard, specialist, engineer, diplomat, demolitions, botanist.
That's so
workman,
funny.
Prospector, and cryptographer, and many of these names are complements of GRG.
Oh, right next to the portal hub. Sweet.
I thought he said Asian, and I was skill level Asian.
I want
for
to be
the
a
killing.
secret Asian man.
Oh, man, Asian.
Secret Asian man.
The spy.
Alrighty, folks.
Well,
I'll be
you know
back.
what I'm talking about. Some people can play the guitar, and then there's the Asian level of playing the guitar when they're 3.
Right?
Yeah.
You know? It's like, yeah, baby.
Alrighty, folks. I will be back here real shortly. I've got to do an errand, take my dad to dialysis, so I will be back and we'll continue some streaming. Matter of fact, we'll probably start on the USA server since it's just getting to wipe and it's got some new content. So we'll go check that out. And we'll probably maybe even start on a different planet than the standard. You know, I like being a pirate, but might do something different. We'll see. Alrighty. Well, hey, appreciate you everybody coming out and enjoying the stream with me. We will kick this up there real soon. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye for now.